Welcome back to another episode of Wrestling Around. This week, you've got the dulcet tones of myself rather than Ross, which is a bit of a change as usual. But because Lew has been unable to get his agenda sorted and for us to do the Christmas special, change of plans. So this week, we're returning to room 102, which we haven't done in a while.
Is it like
so
room 120 or something now, isn't it?
I was going to call
Yeah,
it Ross
probably.
Bar Humbug Christmas special and
Nice.
yeah.
Cool.
And
Yeah,
also
that
because I've
works.
lost count of the episodes. So. Room Bar Humbug.
So I'm obviously joined this week by the ever-present, world-renowned Lou Markham. Lou Markham, how we doing?
Thank you very much, Aaron, for a good intro on the main show, which I don't get from Ross, who just says Lou Yoria. But no, it's very good. I'm a bit ill. But I feel like I've recovered since Monday's new show, which the both got on Wednesday. This probably new show from about an hour ago. I think I've recovered. Doing all right. I'm a homeowner again, so Ross has kind of lost all his jokes now, all his humour has gone. He had a good month.
Where are you sleeping tonight?
I'm staying over. Ross. I'm visiting parents. That's different. It's not my official address anymore. So I'm visiting my parents for Christmas. You know, like a good son. Should try it one day.
Also, while we're on it, you said I've got better since Monday's show. We're recording it on a Tuesday.
Yeah, well, you know,
So,
Wednesday's the new show.
get it right.
You know it is. Yeah.
So as you can guess, Ross is here, obviously not presenting this week because he wants to get some controversial opinions across in room 120 or Bar Humbug, as we're calling it.
I am.
How are you, Ross?
I'm all right, thank you. These are my favourite shows because I have to host and I can air my opinions, my correct opinions on wrestling.
Was this not
that's
just the
debatable.
new show? Yes. What's the difference between this?
I was
and the new show?
I was quite reserved on the new show, I thought, but it's no holds barred now. Let's proper bar humbug it.
Yeah, let's bar humbug it. Yeah.
I've picked my choices. I've had to shoehorn a few of them in, but we've got there. So
for those listeners who are tuning in for Terry Peters, you may as well just log off now because he's been sacked. Won't be returning. However, we do have another co-host tonight. Lou, who have you got with you tonight?
Well, who do I have? Ho, 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 ho. Santa Claus, yeah.
Sounds suspectively like Bob Roode.
Bringing some Christmas cheer for all to hear.
Is it going to be a glorious Christmas?
Oh, glorious Christmas indeed with me, Santa Claus.
So now you're a homeowner again, Lou. We will see the return of Bob Roode, which I am very excited for.
First week of January.
Bob Roode is back.
Bob Roode is back, hopefully, unless he's Willard.
Should we have some Bob Roode vignettes?
Well, we could do, but yeah, maybe we should. Yeah.
Build up.
We can't rely on a surprise pop, can we?
But, you had to release on our social media channels Bob Roode moving into the new house.
Bob Roode. Simple photos of Bob Roode. I don't want to dox myself, Ross, today, but we'll see what we can do. If we get a shot of Bob Roode in the van, I'll do me. And then one. I don't really know where to store him now because my storage cupboard in my new house isn't as big as my old one.
So you just need to have him out on display in the office.
So I'm led to believe you've got more bedrooms now.
I've got 3 rooms now.
Bob getting his own room.
Well, I'm thinking of doing that. I'm thinking of creating a home podcast studio. A very Bob Roode role / guest room. So Bob Roode will be in there. But if you stay over, you could be sleeping with Bob Roode. Something to think about.
Just don't let Terry Peters sleep in that room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I find a hole in him, human.
So for those listeners who haven't tuned into one of these shows before, the way it works, I have come up with certain categories for us to discuss. It works very much like the TV show on BBC Two, where they come up with answers. I say which one deserves to go to hell or go in room 102. Usually there's 3 people. Tonight, obviously, we only have 2. So I may throw some curveballs in. at some point.
It's
Might
really-
pipe up.
I'm on my
Might
toes.
pipe up. Just keep it interesting. I've sent out the categories like about 3 hours ago. I hadn't even thought about them for myself. So I might just, as you two discuss it, just come up with something.
Ooh,
So
I
we'll
don't
see
think
how
you'll
it
need
goes.
to because I think I'm going to clean sweep Lou. So
wow.
Oh,
That is,
bold. Bold thoughts.
bold. That is bold indeed from old Adam Wilborn over there. That's right.
Hey, because respected journalist Adam Wilborn, love you though.
Yeah, Ladler's mate. So, we'll see how this goes, won't we?
So let's just get straight into it. Just get right into it. I'm going to start off with the first category, which is not in the order that I sent it to you. So
Careful.
first category up is wrestling game. So we're going to discuss what is the worst wrestling game in history. Probably not come to agreement, but then I'll just make my decision and throw it right down into room 120. So who wants to go first?
I think Lou should.
Right, I'll go first.
Yeah, go on, yeah. Good.
It's the obvious one from a couple of years ago, but I decided that was too obvious. So I'm going a different way about it. Right, legends of WrestleMania. Right, we all thought it'd be well good. We all thought all these old wrestlers and it'll be the same as SmackDown. They changed all the bones for no reason, so it was like some stupid beat 'em up with slightly better graphics. And then there was like, oh, you can import the roster from WWE SmackDown versus Raw in 2008 or whenever it came out. And all the new wrestlers from there were like great because they didn't render the graphics properly. So you had like Hulk Hogan, who was like proper beefed up, juice to the gills in the game. Just realized he must have changed his name. Respected journalist Adam Wilbur. But yeah, so they had all these old wrestlers, like larger than life ones, up against like some sort of like grey John Cena or Triple H. The entrances were the wrong way around. That was infuriating. And overall, it was just a big disappointment.
What do you mean the wrong way around?
It showed you the entrances from the front, like, but the ring was always showing the entrance where. And they didn't have the proper entrances. They just kind of like cardboard moved in. They had all the WrestleMania arenas. But I don't think they did, which is another infuriating thing. We had to wait till 2K14 for that. So yeah, I'm going Legends WrestleMania because I was very disappointed. But the good news is I only rented it from Blockbuster, which I'm sure my edge. I didn't buy it outright. So give me that. But yeah, great old grey wrestlers. No, new grey wrestlers. Stupid buttons, bad entrances.
Yeah, I do remember the entrances on that game, and they were absolutely awful.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you there.
That's the best bit of wrestling games.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the gameplay. All about the entrances.
Yeah, but I mean, I also rented that game. Also showing my age. I never imported all the wrestlers, so I never experienced that.
Oh, it was so disappointing. It was like showing like little cardboard cutouts, but in not in black and white, but really washed out compared to the actual wrestlers on the game. It was really odd.
I can see why that'd be annoying.
Yeah.
Ross, you're up.
Interesting. That Legends of WrestleMania did cross my mind. I was thinking of power wrestling games. I'm going in an even more different direction. I'm going with the mobile game, WWE Supercard.
Oh,
I don't understand what it is. It's some sort of way to just rinse money out of children by buying cards that don't mean out. It's like online trading. Who wants an online trading card game? And then the worst thing for me was you watch the advert for it, and it's like, oh, get, I don't know, Becky Lynch this time, but the background's grey. And then it shows you like the cards doing suplexes. Come on, right? Mobile phones have come on up to date with graphics. You can pretty much play anything. I've played every Grand Theft Auto on my phone. Have the wrestlers do. If you're going to do that, have the wrestlers do the moves at least. And the worst thing about this was Terry Peters once tried to explain it to me, and he was right into it.
Well, I got right into it at one point.
What do you do on it though? But you just
build your cards up and
virtual cards.
Upgrade your cards. I never bought anything on it. So I don't pay for mobile games. So add-ons in mobile games. Nothing that costs me money.
But I mean, I collected like football cards when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. And one of the best parts was you had the big book annual. You used to go through them all. You actually had the physical swapping with your mates, and you used to go around and show your mates your cards. You can't do that on a phone.
But Ross, this wastes less trees. So why do you hate the planet?
What's the planet done for me lately? Do you know what I mean? Greta Thunberg and fuck off.
Oh God.
Go back to picking up litter, you little bitch.
God's sake. Right, honestly,
I'm kidding. We should all recycle some.
He spends one
like
time as a panelist and it turns into GB News. I'm just
No, but seriously, I just
what is
think
this?
I think the world's obsessed with putting things online, and this a trading card you can't put a trading card game online.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I think you think you can, and they have.
I mean, it's just so stupid. It's just a way of hoping that some 7-year-old is going to spend the you see it in the paper all the time, don't you? My kid spent $2,000 on bloody vouchers or whatever for these
Fortnite
daft training cards.
Yeah, but is it not like FIFA Ultimate Team, Ross?
No, because you actually play.
You play with these the card suplex which that was well established right
No, you don't actually. I don't play it. I don't actually know what you do, but on FIFA Ultimate Team, you actually play football. You actually play FIFA. It's just a different version of FIFA. I would maybe understand if you bought these cards on 2K and you actually then you built a roster or a tag team or whatever the hell you do, and then you actually played with them.
They do have that now, actually, don't they? That My Faction. That's the same thing, right?
Well, it's not though, is it? Because this is online. This is on the App Store.
Yeah, My Faction is also online, just on the Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that makes sense because you play with it. So what's the point in having a trading card game online?
So you can trade cards online.
Get rid of this then.
It's like e-cards, isn't it? That's the future.
It's not the future. Do you remember that was a future 25 years ago? Like nobody ever sent it because it's stupid.
I got an e-card for my birthday last week.
Who from?
My colleagues.
Name and shame them.
From all my colleagues, like it's if you've never heard of groupgreeting.com, now everyone's working remotely. Pass a card around.
No, I've not heard of groupgreeting.com. Working remotely, I forgot that you couldn't send the card because you're working remotely. That's the whole point of the post.
Yeah, but you got to send. No one's going. You can't.
That's the point of the post, man.
You can't post a card around to everyone's house and then it gets sent it to the. It's just easier, isn't it? To everyone sign online. It's good.
No, I think it's a ridiculous game. Yeah. It's the problem. It's full of microtransactions, probably. And
yeah, it's so is every other mobile game.
And they release, get this new one, and it's the same thing. It's just rubbish.
But, Ross, do you not remember when we went to WrestleMania and we got a physical Charlotte supercard that we could, and there was a code on the back that you could put into the game. So that's good.
That is good.
After physical cards, then. So there's even less point of the online game because they're trying to help the physical cards.
Yeah, but the physical card is so you could put it on digital. So good stuff.
Ross is wrong.
Correct.
Because
who's going to wipe the floor as well?
I've just looked on the Apple Store. Right, 31,000 people have done a review on a supercard. 5 stars. So 31,000 people, Ross, are saying that you're wrong.
So he's getting his star ratings wrong, is he? That's interesting.
I mean,
Legends of WrestleMania on the other hand, I'm going to use Metacritic as the source. Rated it 70 out of 100.
Did they? That surprises me.
Which is higher than what I thought.
That's very high.
Giant Bomb give it 3 stars out of 5. GameSpy gave it 2.5.
Oh.
The official PlayStation magazine give it 3.5, which I still think is too high.
I was disappointed by it. I nearly went the ECW games because it was just Attitude, but with less features.
Yeah, WCW games are pretty bad, apart from trying to think of the one with Goldberg on the front, whatever that one is.
Mayhem.
Mayhem was all right.
Everyone's getting really nostalgic for World Tour at the moment. I've seen. I don't know why. Maybe it's like 20 years since it came out. Or it's been 25.
Thunder was the worst WCW
Yeah.
game.
Never played that one.
I'm surprised neither of you chose WWE 2K20.
It felt too obvious. I was going to go for it.
I never really played it.
Yeah.
So I don't really play the 2K games.
It was the worst of all time, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it felt too obvious, that one.
Well, the winner of this round and going into room 120 is Lew of Legends of WrestleMania.
Yes.
Honorable mention for WWE 2K20.
Yeah.
It was just fucking awful.
Agreed.
So Ross is already 1-0 down.
Yeah, it's going to wipe the floor.
Strongly disagree.
It's good.
So second category up, we are going to go with tag team. So Ross, you can go first in this round.
I think the worst tag team of all time is Sasha Banks and Bayley.
I knew this was coming from the news show where you kind of went on to Sasha Banks and he was like, "No, I can wait for the main show." I knew
they had a decent feud in NXT, good feud in NXT. We all enjoyed that. They came up to the main roster. They was best friends because that's every women's story of all time. They then feuded slightly without actually feuding, and then they kicked off about something. And then there was in the Elimination Chamber for the tag team titles. And the worst part of this was they'd won it, and Sasha Banks waited for 25 minutes probably, pretending to cry to get a "You deserve it" chant. You didn't deserve it. I'm glad she's gone, personally. Bayley, I quite enjoy, but that Sasha Banks just dragged it down. I nearly said Sasha Banks and Naomi because who the fuck do they think they are?
Two unemployed people by all accounts.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the year of this build-up.
Naomi, I do not care one little tiny bit about. Sasha Banks and Bayley was worse because Sasha brought Bayley down. So they're just the worst tag team of all time. Yeah, can anybody remember one of their tag team title matches? No.
Yeah, the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
The Elimination Chamber.
It was pretty emotional when it came out Raw the next day, wasn't it? I think. And, he's frozen. Is that angry? Is that angry?
Look at that.
It's frozen. All right, speak back.
I'm frozen. My connection's unstable because I'm getting angry. I was saying she's supposed to be the boss. Oh, look at this badass boss. She cries at everything. Get a grip. Watch. Whoever was asking her the question, probably Kayla Braxton, someone like that, asked her a question 3 times, and she just looked around, and the crowd were like, "Go on, then answer it." Oh, what you want? Oh, pretend to cry. Oh, yeah, you deserve it. Deserve what? You don't deserve anything.
You have to.
You deserve to be boring champion. That's what you deserve to be unemployed because you're unprofessional. So that is the worst tag team of all time. They didn't do anything at all.
Aaron's left us.
Yeah, good. The worst tag team of all time is because a singles wrestler actively made a good wrestler worse. That's why they're the worst tag team of all time.
But what about the stuff in the pandemic? They was pretty good together, wasn't it?
No. Bayley was all right.
I feel like you start like.
Worst part of Sasha Banks was when she came back, right, after being out for a bit, whipped a pink wig off and it was blue, like it was all supposed to kill. Like it was some sort of like bloody Spider-Man was being unmasked or something.
Yeah, she's changed from heel to babyface, isn't she?
There's an actual change on it.
Yeah. That's how you do it.
It's ridiculous.
Imagine if you went out and got some blonde highlights, you'd look a bit different, wouldn't you? A bit of an attitude change. You'd maybe feel a bit more confident.
Yeah, right. I won't then put a wig on that's the same as my haircut now. Stand up in front of a lot of people and whip it off and pretend it's a big bloody deal.
Yeah, because you're not on TV, are you? So you wouldn't need to do that.
Well, neither is she.
You'd look alright with blonde highlights.
She isn't on TV, is she? She can't do a job right. Well, the same pay as Becky Lynch. Give me a break. Do something first in the business.
She main event of WrestleMania.
She was in it. She's not in the same. Come on, she's not in the same level. Don't give me that.
She main evented.
Don't give me that.
She main evented WrestleMania like this year. This year. Yeah.
It's all about Bianca Belair, though.
Yeah, but it takes two to tango.
Mm.
You couldn't have like
King Kong Bundy's been in the main event at WrestleMania, so
now he's in the Hall of Fame. Now he's in the Hall of Fame. So.
Who was that? Was it I don't know, that guy Lawrence Taylor or something? American footballer
again, also in the Hall of Fame. So.
Tyree Wilson's in the Hall of Fame. Tell you what, we're going to it though. Mercedes Bernardo, which wants to call herself now.
I think she will eventually. She won the Four Horsewomen. Legend.
Billy Gunn was part of the X.
I thought I'd have saved this for his wildcard. Unless he's going to do that again, he's just going to put Satcher in twice, I think.
Yeah, probably. He's too predictable.
No, because they're a poor tag team.
Yeah, but I don't think that was any fault of those. I think it was more fault of WWE booking and trying to book in a women's tag team with no tag team division built up within the women's division. Is that just not poor decisions from creative rather than
Vince's fault, really?
Rather than her?
All bad tag teams are bad creatively. I'm sure whoever Lou puts in, it's from majority of it's from poor creative decisions.
Depends which
Billy and Chuck, great tag team. Poor creative decision.
Exactly, that's what I mean. So this, I just think it didn't work. They had no right to be the first women's tag team women's championship, and they'd already tried to split them up first, and then just we'll forget about that.
Who would you have had as your first women's tag team champions?
I would have tried to make an actual tag team, the Riot Squad or something like that.
The Riot
Squad. Fire and Desire. Where there was an actual tag team and there'd been a tag team for more than 5 minutes.
The Riot Squad, yes.
Fine. I would say I was thinking of Fire and Desire.
Random New Yorker, Liv Morgan, punk person we saw, and for some reason fucking country bacon. Sarah Logan.
And what part of that is bad to you?
They were a better tag team.
No, I know. Probably Fire and Desire. I would have.
What made them? They're the same. They're two singles wrestlers put together. They came up with a name that rhymes.
No, so there was two.
Who was Fire? Who was Desire?
I'm assuming Mandy Rose was Desire, and
Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville's pretty feisty, so she would have been the fiery one.
You don't remember her name?
No, but what I'm saying is there was at least a tag team.
No, I don't think they were. They were just two singles wrestlers.
No, but there was at the start.
Confusingly, just the best friends outside of work, by the way.
Before that match, though, they've been a tag team for ages. So I would have given it to them, probably. And then it would have made their story even better if they split up over the tag team titles. Yeah, it would have. No, you're not forgetting how good that angle was.
You need to give more. You need to give more credibility to your first champions there. So it had to be Sasha and Bayley.
No, could have been right. Give it to somebody who's big better than Sasha.
They were the only bona fide main event stars.
Yeah, you've got to make it seem like a big deal, haven't you, I suppose?
Agreed.
So, Lou, who's your pick?
So I was going to pick the Young Bucks just to be controversial, but I kind of want to win now. So I'm going with the Big Show and the Miz because it was just shit on it. It was like they had Jerry Show, right? And Jerry Show, like it was entertaining, but it was a poor replacement for rated Edge. Oh no, what was it? What were they called? Jared Y2 Edge. Whatever. But anyway, so we ended up with Jerry Show, and then somehow they made it worse by putting the Miz in there, like the Miz and the Big Show. They've both been in sort of more entertaining tag teams. The Big Show has Kane. That's it. Maybe Undertaker. That was how I want it. The Miz probably has as well, right? Truth. There we go. I just it was two random singles wrestlers put together, and I think they ended up on WrestleMania together.
Yeah, I think
it was very, very poor. It was just Jerry Show was all right because you had Jericho, and they put them on both shows. Didn't they? He's only had the undisputed championships. Put them on both shows. You did that to get Jericho on both shows. It's Jericho, Aaron, don't know if I mentioned the greatest of all time. And then you place him with
you're disgusting.
Then you place him with the Miz.
I think this was just a really tough time for the Big Show where they really didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
And they just started putting him in like really weird, just like last minute tag teams. Just
Yeah.
didn't ever go anywhere.
No, it didn't go anywhere, and it was just you took out, say, the most entertaining part of it, and just the Miz. All it did really was it didn't do anything for the Big Show because it just pushed him down the card, and all it did for the Miz was show that he's just not as good as Jericho. So it felt like a substandard version of what was already there. It was almost like fake Diesel, but not quite that bad. Them actually going with fake Diesel and Razor, that'd have been a great worst tag team all time. But yeah, no. Big Show and the Miz is my tag team. Also,
Okay.
Big Show used to wear a beanie around that time all the time.
He did.
I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
Why
It
did he
didn't
start
look
wearing a
threatening.
beanie? I don't think he did.
He started shaving his head and he probably got a bit cold.
Yeah.
That's why a beanie.
Yeah, it's this big hard lad now, so he gets called out. Get out of here.
He's got a lot of mass to eat up, hasn't he?
Get out of here. Well, you'd think he'd be warmer. King Kong Bundy, all noted Hall of Famer and WrestleMania main eventer, King Kong Bundy. He didn't even have any eyebrows. He didn't have to wear a hat.
Maybe he was just no hair whatsoever.
Yeah.
Just enough meat on the bones to keep himself warm.
Yeah. Maybe they should have got rid of Big Show's eyebrows. Maybe that would have made Big Show and Miz better. Made him exactly the same as King Kong Bundy.
Did he have a beard at that time, Big
I feel
Show?
like he did have a beard at that time. He came back like one time randomly, had no beard at all. He looked like King Kong Bundy, actually, really weird, didn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, just a weird time. And also it was in that weird creative malaise. It was like 2012, 2013 where WWE was just shit.
Yeah. So both credible tag teams that could go into room 1 or 2, I think. Both in a sense kind of shoved together to kind of say, all right, let's just see what happens with this and let's go with the flow. Sasha and Bailey, 2 top female stars, put them together, make the tag team championship feel like it's a big championship.
Strongly disagree.
Did
Big Show and Miz ever win a title together?
I believe they did hold the undisputed WWE championships.
Did they?
Yeah, which is why I put him in, because then we had the Miz on both Raw and SmackDown, which is unnecessary at the time.
Yeah, you don't need him on both shows. Mm-hmm. One show's enough.
Yeah, agreed.
Did they make the title like seem like it's a big title when they had it, Lou?
I feel like they brought it down, if anything. You know, they combined them. They had the 2 straps, didn't they? Because Big Show used to have them strapped together and over his neck. But
yeah,
I feel like they were just the props. I don't remember any memorable defenses of them.
Yeah, I mean, It's no denying that the women's championship was elevated when Sasha Banks and Bailey won the titles.
It's true. Greatest of all time.
Yeah, Bailey's up there. I agree.
Yeah. So as a result, winner once again, Lou.
Yes.
Miz and Big Show going into room 1 or 2. Worst tag team of all time.
Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas, Ross.
Ross's plan's not working right now.
It's a joke. I'm gonna have to rethink my answers now. Instead of putting what actually annoys me in.
No, play the game, Popgrass.
The judge can be bought.
Yeah.
Always. My internet is obviously still using the hotspot on my phone. My phone's dying. I'm just gonna see if it'll switch over to my.
This is a risk.
He's back. He's there.
Oh, I'm done. I'm there.
He's in.
Right, switched over. So let me just turn my hotspot off. Can you hear me? All good.
Yeah, you're all good. All good.
I'll just turn my hotspot off. There we go. Right, so next category. We're going to go with worst commentary team / commentator of all time. Lose it first.
Right, okay. So I'm going to go with... so we can just have worst commentator, right?
Yeah, or you can go with commentary team, whatever you decide.
Well, I'm going to go with... It's a bit of both, but it's more worst commentator, then it leads into worst commentary team. But I'm going with Matt Stryker. Specifically,
not who I thought you was going to
say. Specifically, well, you're lying. No, because
No, it wasn't even that. I was just thinking of how you earned your first 2 points.
Yeah, but no, I'm doing it properly. Let's do it properly. No, I'm going with Matt Striker because he really ruined specifically WrestleMania 26.
That's a very specific reason.
He was there. I think that was the main reason. But if you think about it, right? Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, one of the greatest matches of all time.
Mm.
One of. We're not saying the greatest match of all time. Why are we not? Matt Striker on commentary. Basically. Gonna go on Corey Graves. Well, that would have been easy. That's what you're gonna do. I know it.
No, I'm not gonna. No.
But yeah, no, I don't know what it was about him, right? I think it was so it was Cole King and Matt Striker, and they just got rid of Taz. I think Taz had just left. Striker was on there all the time, and I felt like he needed to feel like he made a big impression at WrestleMania 26, thus making it much worse. It was through that whole CM Punk run on SmackDown. It was weird. It got really weird about stuff. And it was a bit like, when I get annoyed with Mike today when we're doing WCW because it's how we get it, wrestling. Just stop throwing facts at us. Same reason people get annoyed now at the Sam Matfest on the ITV. Just stop throwing facts and start just like commenting on the action. But yeah, apparently he was good in Lucha Underground as old Matt Striker.
Because it was play by play.
Yeah, but I think as a color commentator, you don't need to. I feel like you should have an ex-wrestler if you're going to have Michael Cole. Well, maybe you don't need an ex-wrestler because you got like Pat McAfee as well with Michael Cole. But you don't need 2 Michael Coles. Nobody needs 2 Michael Coles, even though Michael Cole's good now. You don't need a second one. I didn't really get what Matt Striker was. Like, he could have been a heel wrestler because he was a wrestler, right? He was on it was the Del Teacher gimmick, but he didn't really go for that angle. He just went for like a enthusiastic, obnoxious guy. And yeah, he spent some really weird calls on WrestleMania 26, which I can't remember even off the top of my head. But I do specifically remember at the time that this guy is ruining it. So, Matt Striker in WWE for me.
Okay. Ross, you're up.
So I've gone back and forth for this one. So my initial answer was going to be Vic Joseph because I think he's cartoon. It was not going to be him. My second answer was then going to be Renee Young when she came onto Raw and didn't really say anything. And I thought, actually, people are on Raw but don't actually say anything. My last answer is going to be Byron Saxton. That's what I'm putting in because.
Who is Saxton?
Yes, because one he sounds like he's the pre-recorded like video games. That's just how he sounds. Has he ever added anything to any of the matches?
Yeah, turn up in a onesie that time for Halloween. I've said like a duck onesie.
Exactly, right? Exactly. It just doesn't. I don't like 3-man booths. Anyhow, I don't think 3 commentators works. Apart from if you've got the Dream and Bobby Heenan, the Dream and the Brain. It's the only way it works.
Yeah,
but we don't have that. We've got Corey Graves, who I think would be a lot less annoying if Byron Saxton wasn't there, because he's concentrating on having to go at Saxton that much, and Saxton just
feels like a Corey Graves problem. No, it's not a Saxton problem.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, yeah, no. But Byron Saxton doesn't add anything. He takes away, but he doesn't add anything. The only thing Byron Saxton never said, so there'll be like a match going on or something, and something stupid will happen. I don't know, somebody will like have something like a strawberry or something, and the Michael Cole and Graves will come on that match, and Byron Saxton will randomly shout, "Strawberries!" That's it. Not add anything to it. He didn't do anything as a wrestler. I don't know why he's on there. He's not even good on the pre-show. I just what does he add?
He's a good host of live events.
Well, let him do that then. But don't have him on the commentary team because he doesn't actually have to. He doesn't say anything worthwhile.
But what about
what's the point?
What about how much he loves the New Day? It's like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. He loves the New Day, but you can't remember anything he said about him because he just stands there clapping like a fucking dolphin.
That's mean on that. That's mean.
To be fair,
he just doesn't add anything, and he's there. He takes away from the other commentators.
Yeah. It's not on. Is a backstage interview now?
Well, good, where he should be. So when he was there, he took away from the commentators because they just have to sort of stop and look at him and go, "What?" Do you know what I mean?
Was he just bullied by Graves though? Because Graves is a bit of a dick. I need shit on
Yeah,
commentary.
it's
I'm
true.
surprised
Graves is a
neither
bit
of
of
you
a-
said Graves.
Graves is a bit of a dick. However, Graves, bullied Booker T, and that forced Booker T to come up with some of his best lines.
Well,
Shut up.
When Booker T said to Corey Graves, "Meet me in the street and see what happens."
And then left for all, pants left for all.
Has Byron Saxon ever said that?
Yeah.
well, the Bookman is one of the greatest commentators of all time.
So
So
it is possible to work with Corey Graves, and the Bookman made Corey Graves better. Byron Saxton,
Bookman makes everyone better.
yeah, but Byron Saxton can't do it, and he just seems to be an unneeded extra
Okay.
on the commentary team.
I don't think he did well. When Jimmy Smith was on, I don't think he did well guiding him through. No credit.
Jim Smith would have been probably still would have been bad if there was nobody. Byron Saxton didn't need to be there. He doesn't make anything better. He actively makes things worse.
What about when he got kicked in the dick by Stone Cold?
He could have been there, and he might as well be the announcer or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, MC Reno and just Stone Cold kicks him in the dick.
Yeah. I agree with you both on the kind of the premise that you're saying 3 men are too many. Because you watch AEW and they've got 4, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on here? You've got people talking over each other. There's too many play-by-play, too many color commentators. We need one of each. Like, this is why the greatest commentary teams of all time. So you've got King and JR, Heenan and Dusty, Gorilla and the Brain. All 2-man teams, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, granted to both of you that 3 men, it's not needed. And I'm so glad that the product nowadays has gone back to, well, WWE products anyway, has gone back to 2-man booths. You get the one of each. I feel now there's not as much of a gap in the commentary. Or you ain't got the bickering like you had with like Graves and Saxton. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not as distracting as it used to be, is it?
No, you listen to 2 people. It's more of a conversation that 2 people are having. WrestleMania 26 was ruined.
Thank you.
It was. What is, like you say, Lou, one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. Probably not the greatest, because that's probably Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair.
So there.
This is a tough one because I'm not a fan.
One night was ruined, or 8 years.
Is that how long Saxton was actually on commentary?
Probably.
Yeah, it was a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, just make it up now. I'm going to throw a curveball in. I think. I'm going to say Michael Cole pre-2022.
Heel Michael Cole. Or even after he was a heel.
Yeah, just everything prior to this year or prior to the Pat McAfee kind of era. For me, just annoying. And Pat McAfee.
Pre-Vince leaving, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think, he kind of came out with Shell once Vince left, and obviously Vince was in his ear all the time. Was not a fan, but now I'm a big Michael Cole fan.
Michael Cole's outstanding in the inaugural UK tournament.
Yeah, when Vince won his
ear.
Yeah, but he was great, wasn't he? When was that? Like 2015 something?
Is there a great performance for us? Was Beast in the East, right? I think we can all agree. And his, he was trending on Twitter, and his partner was trending as well. Byron Saxton. So, all-time great performance.
I've now made my decision. After made my decision. One night was ruined. A couple of years were ruined. So Byron Saxton is going in. 120.
Justice.
So Ross takes a point. Lew is in the lead, 2-1. And then we move on to our next category, which is wrestling storyline, and then in brackets, the absolute worst. So I probably didn't give you enough time to think about this one because there's a lot of storylines since the dawn of time. Uh, Ross Shaw at first. Let's see what you got to say.
I've got. I mean, I was going through a few. I was going to put Ty Dillinger in, but whatever he's called now, Sean Spears. But that's more of a gimmick because I don't like the chairman. I think it's the stupidest gimmick of all time. Um, and I was thinking of a few others. I was going to put Michael Cole's heel run in. But
I'll
then that,
defend that to the death for us.
but that gave King a WrestleMania match. So I think the worst, and then but then these other ones, didn't they? Like the hand being born, stuff like that. But you've
Well,
actually
whoa,
become,
whoa, whoa,
I
whoa.
know they've become legendary since.
Yeah, thank you.
So I think the actual worst storyline of all time is quite old. It's Jim Cornette's NWA Invasion.
Ah.
We've watched some of them. It
Mm.
gave us the new Midnight Express or whatever with Bob
Yeah.
Holly and
Fantastic
Bart
Bob.
Gunn or whatever.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
it it talk about nobody actually caring at all. Is anybody ever going to go watch back and think I don't like invasion angles anyhow? You can't win an invasion.
It's quite surprising, really, isn't it? I mean, obviously, Jim Cornette did his invasion, and it seems that when Vince did his invasion, he learned nothing from it.
Yeah. So yeah, they brought in Jim Cornette as the he was I don't know whether he had the NWA champions, isn't it? But he brought them in the mid card or lower than the mid card.
Mm.
So nobody cared anyhow.
Was
I mean,
was down seven part of that?
I don't. He
So
was
he
the
was then
NWA champion,
he
wasn't he?
was
I
NWA
don't
champ on
know.
TV, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he must have been. But then, did you care? No.
No.
Did it add anything to anyone then being the NWA champions? No, it probably took away from them. Everybody who they
Mm.
tried to put in the new teams uh, had to then rechange gimmicks again to get close to getting over. So I just and I don't. I think Jim Cornette's one of the most annoying people of all time. I think his character.
Oh,
I
he
know
is
he's
now.
supposed. I know he was supposed to be annoying money back in the day, but I don't. I don't like that style of wrestling. I think Jim Cornette's far too cartoonish with the tennis racket and stuff. It might have worked back in the day, but not in the Attitude Era when it was, just prior to the Attitude Era.
Mm.
I think we've watched matches. You've got Bloody Stone Cold at the top of the card, or the Undertaker, or something like that, and you've got Jim Cornette prancing about with the future Bob Holly. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it added anything. I think it was terrible. It was like 15 years too late, probably. NWA spiritually had moved on into WCW anyhow. You didn't. It's not like you were bringing over the best one. He's bringing them Ricky Morton, who was too old to wrestle end of a man now.
It's still going now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And his hair's still ridiculous. I was trying to think of like genuinely the worst. It's not even good in a bad way. It's just all round. Ugh. It's the only,
Mm.
it's the only way. So Scraps, I'm putting in the NWA Invasion with Jim Cornette.
Okay. Lou, let's go.
Mine's close to one Ross was getting to. So it's not Michael Cole's heel run, but it's kind of connected to it. It's the anonymous Raw general manager. Right. The main reason being he went on for like 6 months. And then he just like never mind, we've got a new manager now. So there wasn't even any.
Was it not Hornswoggle?
It was Hornswoggle, but he announced like 2 years later, didn't he? It's part of like a nostalgia show. It wasn't like at the end of it all. But it was just ridiculous. Like it was every time something happened, this bloody email chain went up. He built up all his heel heat for a computer. Like Edge got a massive pop when he broke the computer, but that's not what you want to see. You can't build to a match between the computer and Edge. But anyway, so let's just go back to this story, right? So Bret Hart came back to WWE, been gone for like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Came back, big deal. Beat Vince in one of the worst WrestleMania matches of all time. Also WrestleMania 26, so it was made even worse by Matt Striker commentator. Right. But anyway, that happened.
Yeah, I've already going.
Well, I'm just saying this. And then they were like, oh yeah, Bret Hart, right, he's Raw GM now. Everyone's pleased, he gives some new tag team titles out to his kids and that. It was at a great time. You think, oh, Bret Hart's back in WWE, this is good. Was it like 6 weeks later? They're like, oh no, he's been sacked for his own safety. This is a legit storyline. So we've got an anonymous Raw Joe match now. And that went on for was it 6 months? At least
Yeah,
6 months.
it went on for a long time.
So
longer
you
than it
killed
should
Bret
have.
Hart's return because now Bret Hart just turns up every now and again as a Goldberg on some random podcast. We should probably get one here to do it once. And then nothing came of it. We went through all the heel Michael Cole NXT, one of the greatest heels of all time, right? Jerry Lawler and Cole feud that went on for ages.
Oh, that was fantastic though. In the was it the WrestleMania match where Michael Cole's in the
coal
pod.
mine. Yeah, in the coal mine. No, that stuff was good, right? But then he overturns that. So we've got Stone Cold Steve Austin's now got to give a stunner to a computer because what else do you do in that situation? And then 1 week, just one there. So we got the whole "Can I have your attention, please?" thing from Cole. Got a bit of heel heat, but then it got bigger and bigger. The pod, didn't it? Like it always is. It was just a laptop, and it became its own stand and that. Didn't go anywhere. Disappeared. 2 years later, they wrote it off as Hornswoggle. Everyone had a laugh, but what a waste of time. I've never known so much build up for absolutely zero reveal. Sometimes it's been underwhelming reveals, like Vince, High Power, and Jason Jordan, Kurt Angleson, but never. What is it? Hornswoggle is Vince McMahon's son. Stop doing paternity lines. But there's just no reveal at all. It's 6 months to a year, and it just disappeared. What a waste of everyone's time.
So you've both surprised me because I've got 2 storylines that I would have put above both of those. The first one, I'm going to stick with WWE and say the Katie Vick storyline.
Yeah, I know, but have you seen Triple H have sex with his body? It's hilarious.
But you killed 2 of your biggest stars with that storyline.
Do you know the story behind it though? Why I did it like that?
I don't.
So, Triple H was there. I think he was there with Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon and loads of people. Triple H did a serious one where he didn't jump in the coffin and stuff like that. He did a serious one, I genuinely pretended to be Kane, and then he was messing about and went, "Oh, I'll just do it like this," and Vince loved it.
Well, Vince loves shit like that, though, doesn't he?
So Triple H did all that thinking, "I'm just popping the boys. This ain't going on TV." But you know what Vince is like? "Oh, it's got to be that one, pal." And that's why I did it like that. So that's the story behind that. That's why I don't mind that one.
Second one, we're going across to WCW. The Ultimate Warrior Hogan storyline, which made absolutely zero sense. So you've got obviously the very famous Ultimate Warrior in the mirror, where Hogan could see him, but we could also see him. But then he disappeared, and Hogan could still see him, which made absolutely zero sense.
Yep.
And apparently, within that storyline, you have is it the cage match? Yeah. So Ultimate Warrior just appears there. So obviously he can teleport now. He can just appear in the ring. He's got magic, and he can just appear where he wants. And then he couldn't get out of the cage. So how do you explain that?
Facts about that cage match is that's the reason British Bulldog got rehooked on painkillers.
Oh.
Because he got slammed onto the trapdoor and injured his back.
Have we seen that match?
I feel like we have. Yeah, I feel like we have.
Yeah. Oh, is that one of the worst matches of all time? Did we review on that one on the Man? I
think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so because of Ultimate Warrior, we're rehooked onto painkillers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, so you both put good arguments there. I would agree with Lew 100%. That storyline went on way too long, and there was no reward at the end of it. Absolutely zero.
Michael Cole was heel, so at least something good came out of it. Whereas NWA, in WWE, nothing whatsoever good came out of it.
We got Bob Holly. Yes, so.
Again, nothing good came out of it.
I mean, we did get the greatest Cole storyline of all time, the Cole Man, which is just one of my favorite things ever.
I feel like we could have done that without the anonymous Rod GM, just saying.
Yeah, probably could. As Ross says, though, invasion angles are terrible. It's never done right. And there's not one company that has managed to do an invasion angle and do it correctly, how it should be. My decision is invasion angle going into room 102, 120, should I say?
It's the greatest comeback since Lazarus.
So going into the final round, 2-2.
I see what he's done here. He's booked it to perfection.
It's
like the welcome final.
A man of my style.
Yeah,
it's the way it's got to be done. Got to have it all on the line, haven't you, for the final round? Which, as we all know, on this show is the wild card, which means you can pick anything to do with wrestling. We'll discuss it.
Yeah.
And damn it into room 120.
Mm-hmm.
So, lose up first in this round, final round. Better make it worth it.
Well, I'm going to go first. I thought about this long and hard and serious about what we're doing here, and I think I've got a good one really that's probably kind of done a lot of damage to wrestling and is also frankly wrong. And that is Dave Meltzer's star ratings.
What a dick.
Some people say that the host can be a bot. Yeah.
Well.
So.
Outrageous. You've sold every such a soul to the devil.
No, right. What I specifically, so obviously this, I'm just trying to get a cheap pop out of Iron, which was successful.
I'm going to put in wrestling fans who don't like manga.
But in a serious, right? What I'm going to go with this is wrestlers trying to have 5-star matches now, trying to impress Meltzer rather than impressing the fans.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
That's my main thing, right? So obviously there was that Revival and FTR and Young Bucks on one day where they went like 45 minutes and Meltzer gave it 4 3/4 because he felt sorry for it. Mm-hmm. Specifically the one, and he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, but Edge and AJ Styles at WrestleMania this year was one of the few low points of WrestleMania, and I think it was because they were trying to go for some sort of epic match. And not every match needs to be like that. Triple H really suffered from this. There's a lot of Triple H matches that went 20, 25 minutes. Did not need to. Doing a whole load of moves, trying to make it epic, slug it out. And I just don't think fans want to see that. I don't know. I think Meltzer's got such a disconnect in what fans want to see and what he wants to see.
Mm-hmm.
And why any wrestler would think, right, I'm going to do what Dave Meltzer wants rather than what the fans want. Just absolutely baffles me, to be honest. Yeah. Like, you could get extra points, but you could do do a wrist lock, suplex from around and stuff. But sometimes if you don't want that, you just want the wrestler to just like gesture to the crowd or wind the crowd up a little bit or something like that. And I don't think Meltzer takes that into account. I don't think he takes story into account, but I don't think he takes the little nuances into account. I think that the more moves you crammed in, the more chance you're going to build up some stars. So yeah, that's my very serious answer as to why Dave Meltzer's star ratings.
I'm not out here, but Rock v Hogan.
Yeah, Rock v Hogan.
Yeah.
3 stars. But always now, he'll come out and he'll say, oh, well, I didn't like it, but the crowd did, so 5 stars. Well, that won't happen back in the day, was it?
Well,
it's like Hogan and Andre were like -3. It's like no one's claiming that's like a Matt classic, but it doesn't need to be. Who cares?
Yeah.
Well, what is this rating system? It's gone from being, is it technical? Is it like gymnastics? The more moves you do, the more difficulty. If that's what he's doing, then say that's what he's doing. But then you give Rock and Hogan 3 stars, but you give fucking Orange Cassidy and whatever 10 stars. Like it don't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, perfect example is Young Bucks matches, where it's just super kicks galore and they'll get 5 stars.
Yeah. And then you get these like random Japanese matches now that are like 6 and 7 stars and that. And yeah, technically they're probably really good, but you can't tell me the crowd loves them as much as they love Rock and Hogan. So I think it's very inconsistent. Yeah, like all those matches that should have been.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I know we shit on.
Thank God there's somebody righting the wrongs.
Oh yeah,
rating them properly.
Yeah, agreed. And Meltzer is completely wrong.
You've changed your tune from the last pay-per-view we've done, Lou.
Well, that's it.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you thought we was righting any wrongs.
Well, I mean, like Mongo is terrible in it, but. For the most part, that's so I just think his ratings just they're so inconsistent that I can't imagine why anyone would give a shit about them, but yet people do.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier in the show, or was it on the new show? Can't remember. Jericho's latest podcast. So he's reviewing his year of 2022. And he's going through all the like most of his matches, not all of them, but we know he's kind of Meltzer's right hand man. He's kind of he's going into it and saying, oh well, this match got four and three quarters, and this match got 5 stars. And he's going on to somebody saying, oh yeah, I got 4.5 stars for this. I think it should have been a 5-star match. It's like he's in so many ways he's saying, yeah, I am going out there trying to get a 5-star match. What does it matter?
Yeah, it don't matter. Also, like with Jericho, his match against Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom was 5 stars. But was that his best match of all time?
No.
Was the ladder match with Benoit at the very least not
His
5 stars if you're doing that? Matches with Angle, matches with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I was just about to say a match with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah,
they were up there. Some of the best of his career. However, then he is 52 now.
Yeah,
still putting on some of the best matches of his career. Yeah. Okay, moving to Ross.
So this is a wild card, so I can put anything in. I'm not going to put in Sasha Banks. I was going to put in a group though. I was going to put in X Factor. Yeah, because it's fucking X Pac, Albert, and just incredible. But do I think that's where they? I'll wait for a faction round to come. There was a few other things I was going to put in, but the one I am putting in, I complain about it all the time. It makes absolutely zero sense.
Is it
anywhere?
Is it the booking of Mongo in WCW?
No, because I thought I had to give Lew a chance.
Okay.
And recently Mongo's been booked pretty well. He's just bested their best up and coming star.
Recently, like 25 years ago. But
no, but from what we've watched,
all 10 of timeline.
Mongo's the responsible for possibly one of the most emotive pieces of wrestling of all time in Fall Brawl 97 in the cage at War Games. So emotive. But I am going to put in, because I do whinge about this all the time. It's referees opening the door on a cage match, or them not locking the door on a cage match. The whole point of a cage is you are locked in there. I completely understand going over the top because it gives the cowardly heel a way of getting away from the big monster or the face or escaping justice or whatever. What I can't understand is them saying they go in, the referee shuts the door, they wrestle for a minute, and then someone goes, open the door for us, and then they can climb up. What's the point in having the door if it's just going to be opened willy-nilly? There's no point in what's the point in an open cage match? I'll have one side missing. I don't understand it. If the cage is, you obviously need a door for them to get in. So I'm not saying just blow it around them, but if it's like somebody comes and rips off the padlock or rips off the door, they used to be locked. Because there's that hilarious thing where Angle can't get in, they can't brick it off, and they
and Mark Henry.
Yeah. And Mark Henry. They used to be locked. So, but why now? You don't even have to. You just say ref up on that, and the ref goes, "Yeah, right, yeah, I'll open the door." Despite the rules of the cage match being you were locked in the cage, it's made the Hell in a Cell done this a little bit. I still think cage matches had their place. It's made the cage match absolutely pointless.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'd like to know who came up with that rule. Where that rule's come from.
It's the WWE. I don't know if they do it elsewhere. I don't know if AEW do cage matches, but it's a WWEism, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think AEW have only had like one or two, haven't they? I remember Cody and Wardlow. I think it ended with a pin. But yeah, I tell you, I'm helping you out now, Ross. But the trope of someone just about to get out and then the heel's partner slamming the cage door on the head.
Yeah.
Starting again, it's infuriating.
It makes sense, and I like it where the whole point of the cage match is nobody can get in, isn't it? Or they can't escape. So you've got a cowardly heel with his henchmen, and the henchmen are locked out, and I like them trying to get in to the cage, but now the door's open. So
yeah,
what's the point?
But what about us when John Cena and Bray Wyatt and John Cena was going to escape through the door, and that scary kid turned up and started singing?
I know. Had a wolf there in the crowd, mate. Can get out of here.
Yeah.
Scary kid. I'm not having that. And then we go into the back, going to bloody Vince and Gorilla, let that scary kid in.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm not hanging about with that scary kid.
Cena recoiled. That was
Well, that's where me and John Cena differ. I'm willing to kick a little girl in the face.
I mean, I suppose with that, I suppose you've got to give WWE credit that they have got a rule for the cage door. Unlike WCW, Hogan versus Piper, obviously that match had no rules because they decided, you can't go out the cage. Then they both went out the cage. So they changed the rule on a whim, I'm going to imagine, to say, no, you can fight on the outside of the cage. And they went back in the cage. And then every man and his dog decided to storm the ring, including that
a random fan.
They all
Quite
will.
frankly, I'm just glad that cage didn't collapse when there was two rather old men at the top.
I felt so bad for Shivani in that, though, when he was like, they can't escape the cage. And they both went out and, oh, never mind. Just carried on.
Now every cage match is like, because it's like, oh, you can't escape. But you can, because you just has to rest of it. Nicely open the door.
Yeah. Do you think it should be a door at all, or so do you think it should get in?
I think it should be lower. I think it should be locked because it does allow. I would like to see a heel. I mean, a bit like Enzo Amore tried to. Well, he did in the end, and he slipped through the shark cage. That would be quite good. You have like was some sort of little weedy heel. Trying, gets it open enough, but the chains maybe a bit loose, and he's trying to escape through the cage that way. I think that's quite.
Yeah, and then you can have the big lads rip it off as well, can't you, I guess?
Yeah, and you can have how destructive do they look when they come and rip the doors off and stuff. I think you need a door.
I'd imagine they need a door for safety reasons. As much as I would personally prefer no door. I'd imagine you do for safety reasons.
Do they have a door on the fight pit?
I don't know.
I don't think they did actually, because that just got lowered, didn't it?
Yeah.
I like before the match, the cage comes down and the thing with the wrestlers, it's more Hell in a Cell, I guess, than cage matches. But when they walk around and they're shaking the cage and all that, do you know what I mean? I like all that, so I think you need a door to let them in like that.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one, I would say. I agree with that. It's and also on the games, it's infuriating. Your opponent did one suplex, so they're out the front door, ruins every storyline you got going.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's such a ridiculous decision.
And the mini games are horrendous. Yeah. I'm not a fan of these mini games. No, especially on Royal Rumble matches on games. I know I'm sidetracking here. Royal Rumble mini games, awful. Just bring back.
It's too easy, isn't it, to get rid of people? Not too easy to get kicked out. Even if
it should be like it used to be, where you threw them against the ropes and then you button mashed and it slowly went up, didn't it? And then if you got away, it went back down. But then if you didn't get away quick enough, it was like halfway rather than full.
Yeah,
that's what it should be.
Yeah,
agreed.
The two very compelling arguments. I agree very much with Lew. Meltzer's 5-star match ratings, or just his star rating system is ridiculous.
It's all over the place. What's he doing?
Yeah, obviously, just plug in the show. If you want real star ratings, listen to our pay-per-view reviews. On there, you get true, called on the spot star ratings. No one's figured out the system yet. Is there even a system? No one knows.
I think did we not work out Mongo was worth 8 stars?
Yes.
To a match like that.
He's worth every star, isn't he?
Someone did the math. There's a few wrestlers who worth negatives as well.
Yeah, some wrestlers are worth negatives before they've even got in the ring, to be fair. Just the way it is. Got to call it as you see it.
Yeah.
Again, Ross, very compelling argument. Cage door rule, ridiculous. You made this one quite tough, both of you. So well done.
Thank you.
Because I can be more, obviously, Lew wins.
Yes.
Just put Dave Meltzer in there.
Yes. Because the real star ratings, the Franklin star ratings.
He is, Mongo. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with. I don't always agree with the Franklin star ratings, but I damn sure respect them.
Yeah. Honorable mention though, cage rule also going in there. So that's good. They're both going in there.
It's a draw. It's a draw, Lew.
Oh no, Lew just pinched it.
Yeah.
Honorable mention. I'm putting that in there.
Out of curiosity, would X Factor have gone in?
No.
They brought Uncle Cracker into wrestling, Ross, and you gotta respect him for that.
The other one I was thinking of was when they do a superplex and the guy at the bottom falls on the floor even he's not done anything.
No, I tell you, Ross, it's because he's took it out of him.
It's not took it out of him. It's not took it out of him. It's even worse when they're all going to do it anyway when he just stands there and like pushes them.
So the best part... Oh, go on, carry on.
I was going to say, the token bump where someone does like a mad flip, it's one of them and they all fall down. You know, where they're outside. Yeah. Come on, mate. Just use your head. I know it's supposed to look good, but come on.
The best part of the show for me is because I get to put anything I want into room 120. So on this show, I've decided I'm going to be very controversial. Don't know if either of you will agree with me. But I'm putting Bret Hart in room 120.
I agree. I'm sick of him moaning. Is that what it's about?
It's not the greatest ever. It's not the best in the world. It's not. He's a fucking grumpy old man who needs to get over himself. He's still going on about the whole Goldberg thing, which happened 20 odd years ago.
I feel like he's going on about it more now. Do you think people genuinely? I know I joked about it earlier, but do you think people are paying him to come on and talk about Goldberg?
Yeah.
Get a headline. Because you think about it, if we had him on, right, then what culture would be like? I know, so you'll know because you work for him. They'd write an
Apparently not. There was I didn't realise you changed your name to that.
John Laurinaitis because you're Sasha Banks. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, but then they'd be like, "Oh, speaking on the Wrestling Around podcast, Bret Hart said he hates Goldberg again," and then we'd get links, right? That's why they must do it at this point.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well, I think it was all Shawn Michaels, and then Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels made up, didn't they?
Yeah,
made up
I
with
feel like
him.
this Goldberg thing's had to come out the last like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I'm not being flea, Bret. Learn how to take a kick. Got yourself to blame.
If Bret Hart had been worth or is as good as he thinks he is, then Vince would have kept him.
100%.
Stone Cold did go, did he? I mean, he wouldn't let Stone Cold go because he wasn't
Also,
near it.
I would put in how weird, specifically Dax from FTR is getting about Bret Hart at the moment. Do you remember that period where AEW were getting really?
I think he wants to be the modern day Bret Hart.
Yeah,
I think that's what he seems to be turning into. Thinks he's the best tag team wrestler in the world, and no, mate. I don't even know which one you are.
The best singles wrestler.
Is he FTR split up?
No, he's just doing his own singles thing as well. A lot of people are also pushing for Dax to be Wrestler of the Year.
Is he the bald one?
I still don't know which one he is.
He's the bald fella with a mustache. The bald with a mustache. So he's not even the best bald with a mustache.
There's only one guy who's bald with a mustache. He's like this week.
Yeah. So Peter's had better matches, better storylines this year than Dax Howard.
100%.
Right, I think my top 10.
No, it wouldn't be. I think his matches are boring. That's just me.
It's like the modern Bret Hart. It's like Super Junior because he's a right fucking snooze fest as well, isn't
he? Yeah, he's. He made that match a bit more entertaining, to be fair.
Someone needed to. Dale's there as well.
Yeah,
Lew high-fived him.
And Animal's white trainers. Really,
in all seriousness, what was Dale doing? He was about 25 and he was running to the ring.
I don't know. Why did I high-five him?
Because he was running to the ring. You just high-fived him.
I thought it was he a stewardess. I recognise him from somewhere else. But I don't know. Everyone.
So that is room 120.
Yeah.
Lou's one.
Christmas special. It's good.
Yeah. So Lew takes the title, which will be defended on the next show.
Whatever it is, whenever we forget to prep a show. Do the one of these.
So coming up next week, I would imagine we're going to do the actual Christmas special.
Yes, we will. I'm about halfway through formatting the amazing scripts written by Chat GPT, the infamous chatbot. Something special. It's a Terry Peters Christmas story. Halfway through. Is
this one of these bots that you have to kind of feed it with loads of scripts and stuff and get it to read stuff, and then it kind of programs its own?
So he remembers what you've done, so you have a conversation with it. So I was just like, write a short story. Basically, I was trying it out, and I was like, I'll just do a script based on the Vince McMahon Kim Jong Un pineapple incident from Kim Jong Undertaker. And then I was like, oh, I had another chapter where this happens. I had another chapter, and it's took it into a wonderful direction.
Yeah.
For
those listeners wondering.
But then it starts referencing itself later on. So even when I've not said something, it will bring in like a character from like 5 scenes up or something, which is so it's kind of I've tried to guide it in the right direction, but it's going in a completely different direction to what I did it. So as I say, we've ended up with Terry Peters in Avengers Endgame, which was
looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. I mean, for those listeners who are like, what the hell is Kim Jong Undertaker? In the archives, feuds we'd like to see. Give it a listen. I think it was a feud I'd like to see, wasn't it?
It was one done special, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was one done on a whim.
That was good.
Well, if we have time before, do you think how many shows do you think we'll be getting after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year?
So our kind of schedule is going to have to be got the Christmas special coming up next week, which will be like a couple of days after Christmas. Then we'll have the big fat quiz of the year. We need to cover.
Finished.
We need to cover Starcade, because we're falling behind again on the WCW run. And then we'll probably need to get up to date. So another WCW show. So probably February, I'd say. Start of February, we could probably get a few to like to see.
Okay, we can do a few, yeah. My plan was to do a Christmas special, I'd like to say, but I couldn't fit it. I didn't have time to do it today.
Do a Christmas special on us in February.
In February, yeah.
Valentine's special.
I was going to say, I'll think of something, don't you worry.
Yeah.
Holiday themed feuds I'd like to see. I think that's what
Yeah, we do need to get back on track at WCW.
Yes.
So falling behind a little bit again.
We'll get
only about a couple of weeks, but we'll get there.
Considering we was like doing June pay-per-views in like October or something.
We're caught up.
We can't right back up, haven't we?
Oh yeah, we're nearly there. If we can catch up in January, then it's just one a month again, isn't it? So.
And we've already done a few of the 98 ones, so we can kind of skip a few as well. Can't we? Yeah. I think we need to do Starcade 97 twice because we've been building to this point. But like uncensored 98, we can probably leave with have an you doing once.
Is that uncensored 96 again?
Is there uncensored the first one of the year?
No, there's sold out, which we've not
sold out.
Yet. Yeah.
Okay.
I think uncensored was like March time.
Okay.
Right.
Well, that's it. That's
the schedule.
That is it. Yeah. That is right through till start of February. Hopefully, all goes to plan. Probably won't because it's
I should start putting the schedules back on Instagram, shouldn't I? Because then it'll force us to keep them.
Yeah.
Right, I should.
You missed out impromptu Bret Hart interview where he whinges about Goldberg.
Oh yeah, Bret. That's a special episode. That one. It's a special episode. That one.
An extra release.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might get that out in like February time. Just to show its own.
Well, I really hate Goldberg. There we go. That's it.
Yeah, sums up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to wrap it up. Ross, thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. What a great round of applause at home, please, for our outstanding host.
Oh, thank you. Hopefully you had a good time, even though you didn't win.
Sometimes I need to get it off my chest, and you can't do that as the impartial host.
Yes, well, sometimes you've just got to buy the judge. So, yeah.
Well, I tried not to. I tried to have some integrity, unlike Lew, who obviously would, sell his soul to the devil, and he has.
Yeah. Where can we find you when you're not on Wrestling Around?
I'll follow me at the Ross M if you want. I'm occasionally, I don't even occasionally post on there.
Tweeted PS1 6 years ago.
Yeah, I think the last one I threatened to block and report one of you two. So that's
I think he did. That was a while ago.
The kind of banter we have. So yeah, follow me on there.
Julian Hyde.
Lew, where can we find you?
You can find me at Lew Markham on the social medias, Instagram and Twitter. And may I say, it's been wonderful to be part of this show with such a respected wrestling journalist at the helm. Thank you.
Thank you. That's an absolute pleasure. Are we going to receive a return in any wrestling streams in the new year?
Yeah, hopefully mid-January, so I can actually get some in then.
We're going to finally do a Clash at the Andrew Castle.
Clash at the Andrew Castle under Piers is coming.
We've been waiting for this for at least 6 months now.
Yeah, I might just wait till WrestleMania now for an appeal.
I was going to say, you're turning into Raw GM. Raw GM.
No, because at least Raw was. This is like as if Raw just stopped in it. That's all that's happening. Yeah, we'll get Undefeated is coming one day.
Well, one game that I wish I had streamed, I've just played this week, High on Life on the Xbox Game Store.
Oh, what's that?
Hilarious. It's by the creators of Rick and Morty.
Oh, I'll give that a go. It's on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass.
Excellent.
Good stuff.
It's definitely worth a go on it. Yeah, that's it. We're going to wrap it up. So, Ross, thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Lou, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time on Wrestling Around.